You think WWE is done burying their future? Think again. While you were celebrating the supposed new era, Batista and Brock Lesnar just walked back into your company and absolutely decimated the one star who was actually supposed to carry this business into the next decade. And the worst part? Triple H knew. Vince's ghost is laughing, and there's not a damn thing anyone can do about it now because the machine has already decided who matters and who gets fed to the legends for one more nostalgia pop. This isn't just bad booking, this is a declaration of war against everything WWE has promised you about pushing new talent. Someone backstage just pressed the nuclear button, and I've got the fallout, the receipts, and the real reason why two part-timers just ended a full-timer's momentum in under 5 minutes. Here's what WWE doesn't want trending on Twitter right now, that rising star everyone's been talking about, the one who's been getting nuclear reactions every single week, the performer who was literally 3 weeks away from a world title program. They just got squashed, and I mean buried, by two guys who collectively show up less than your absent father. Batista and Lesnar didn't just attack someone. They sent a message, and that message is crystal clear: your favorites don't matter when the old guard wants one more payday. This is the type of backstage politics that makes Centimeter Punk look like he was holding back during his pipe bomb. We have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Let me paint you the picture of what actually went down, because the sanitized version WWE fed you on programming, that's not even half the story. According to multiple sources close to the situation, and I'm talking people who were literally in guerrilla position when this went down, this ambush wasn't some spontaneous moment of sports entertainment magic. This was calculated, this was planned, and this was approved at the highest levels despite massive pushback from the agents who've been working their tails off to build this rising star's credibility. The attack itself? Absolutely vicious. We're talking about a beatdown that wasn't in the original script. Batista hit his signature Batista bomb not once, but twice. Lesnar delivered F5s like he was trying to drill someone through the canvas into catering. And here's the kicker: the rising star wasn't even supposed to be in the building that night according to the original rundown sheet. Quick question for the comment section: how many times has Batista returned to WWE since his official retirement match? Drop your answer below and let's see who's been paying attention. Now let's talk about why this happened, because this is where it gets absolutely nuclear. Word is that Paul Heyman has been working overtime backstage to convince decision makers that the only way to make WrestleMania season truly special is to bring back the nostalgia factor hard. We're talking about the same playbook that gave us Goldberg squashing The Fiend, The Rock overshadowing the entire roster, and every other part-timer burial you've screamed about on social media. But here's where the heat really intensifies: this rising star. They apparently went into Triple H's office 2 days before this ambush and pitched a completely different direction for their character, a direction that would have positioned them as the guy going forward. Sources say Triple H was actually receptive until a phone call came in during that very meeting. Nobody's confirming who was on that phone, but shortly after, the entire trajectory changed. Batista got the call, Lesnar got the call, and suddenly, your future main eventer became sacrifice number one in the Let's Make the Legends Look Strong playbook. You want to know what's being said in the locker room right now? Absolute chaos. The younger talent, the ones grinding 300 days a year, taking chair shots and Spanish announcer table bumps, they are furious. We're hearing reports of at least 3 wrestlers who walk straight past Lesnar in catering without even acknowledging him. That's the kind of locker room heat that doesn't just disappear. One talent, speaking on condition of anonymity because they actually like being employed, told someone in my network, "We're out here dying for this business every single week, and then these guys show up, collect their Legends check, and bury everything we've built in one segment." How is that supposed to motivate anyone? And you know what the worst part is? Management knows this is causing friction. They know the roster is divided, but the decision has been made that the short-term pop from seeing Batista and Lesnar destroy someone is worth more than the long-term investment in actual future stars. Here's another one for you. What year did Brock Lesnar first leave WWE before his big return? Bonus points if you know who he faced in his last match before leaving. Comment section, do your thing. Let's game out what happens next, because this is where WWE has painted themselves into an absolutely impossible corner. Scenario 1, the rising star sells this attack like death and disappears 4 weeks to recover. Great for making Batista and Lesnar look like absolute monsters, terrible for maintaining any momentum this performer had. You know what happens when you take someone off TV for a month in this content-addicted era? The audience forgets they exist. We've seen it happen to Mustafa Ali, Ricochet before he left, and countless others who got future endeavored after a burial. Scenario 2, the rising star comes back next week looking for revenge, but WWE books them in a program where they eventually lose to these legends clean. This is the Roman Reigns losing to Goldberg at WrestleMania 33 playbook, and we all remember how well that turned out for maintaining Roman's momentum. Oh wait, it destroyed it and took years to rebuild. Scenario 3, and this is what I'm hearing is the actual plan. They bring back the Rising Star but immediately pivot them into a completely different program, pretending this ambush was just a moment and not a statement. This is WWE's favorite move, burying someone and then acting shocked when fans ask, hey, what happened to that person's push? Now let me tell you who's really responsible for this disaster, and this is where some of you are going to lose your minds in the comment section. It's not Triple H, it's not Paul Heyman, it's not even Batista or Lesnar for taking the payday. It's the system itself. It's the decades-old mentality that WWE can never fully commit to new stars because the legends are safer. It's the institutional cowardice that says we can't trust our current roster to deliver a WrestleMania moment, so let's call the same 5 guys we've been calling since 2015. But you know who else deserves blame? The fanbase. Yeah, I said it. Every single time you pop harder for a 50-year-old legend than you do for the 30-year-old who's been carrying Raw for 6 months, you tell WWE exactly what they want to hear. We don't care about your new talent. Give us the same nostalgia we've been fed for 20 years. The business caters to what works, and right now, what works is Brock Lesnar showing up, hitting an F5, and watching the social media impressions go through the roof while the Rising Star's name trends for 20 minutes before everyone forgets they exist. Lightning round, how many times has Batista held a world championship in WWE? And can you name the person he defeated to win his first world title? Let's see those wrestling historians in the comments. Here's where we need to pull back the curtain completely, because the real story isn't even what happened on camera, it's what happened in the production meetings leading up to this. Multiple sources are confirming that there were at least 2 different versions of this segment pitched. The original version? It had the Rising Star actually getting some offense in before being overwhelmed. There was supposed to be a story here about resilience, about fighting back against impossible odds, about building a star even in defeat. But that version got vetoed, and the version that replaced it? Pure, unfiltered burial. No comeback spots, no hope spots, just complete and total annihilation that makes the Rising Star look like they don't even belong in the same building as these legends, let alone the same ring. Want to know the most insane part? The person who pushed hardest for the original version that would have protected the Rising Star, one of the agents who's been with WWE for over 25 years and has seen this exact scenario play out a dozen times before. They knew this was going to kill momentum. They fought to prevent it, and they got overruled because Batista and Lesnar need to look strong for the footage packages. Let me hit you with some shoot truth that's going to make you question everything you think you know about WWE's new direction. This company has been promising you a youth movement for 5 years. They've been telling you we're building new stars while simultaneously having those new stars put over legends at every major show. They've been marketing themselves as the future while constantly retreating to the past the second they need a rating boost or a social media win. The Rising Star who just got demolished, they're the 4th person this year alone who's been sacrificed on the altar of let's make the part-timers look good. And you know what the scariest part is? There are at least 3 more names on the roster right now who are being positioned for the exact same treatment. This isn't speculation. This is pattern recognition. This is understanding that WWE operates on a 20-year loop where they build someone up just enough to make you care, then feed them to a returning legend to create a moment, then act confused when that person can't regain their momentum afterward. We have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Trust me, you do not want to miss what we're about to expose next week. Here's the final piece of information that's going to keep you up at night. This ambush? It's just the beginning. I'm hearing, and again, this is from people who've seen the long-term booking sheets, that WWE is planning at least 4 more legend return moments before WrestleMania, and every single one of them involves a current roster member getting absolutely demolished to make the returning star look unstoppable. Your favorite mid-carder who's been tearing it up on SmackDown? They are on the list. That tag team that's been having 5-star classics every month, one of them is getting fed to a returning